Inside the Circle, Season 7, Episode 6.1. Sean, I got two things to say about my little intro here.
Okay.
Two individuals who never talked at a workplace are now good buddies because of this show. And a health teacher up in Sandusky Perkins was made aware that we gave him a shout out last week because of this show in my...
Okay. You're just going all fresh on me
I am. I got all kinds of bingo stuff going on here. We're going to get into that in a minute. Okay. But Sean, I'm paying you back today. I was supposed to bring you a sweatshirt, but I didn't have one. I was like, yeah, way to go, Licking Heights. They said a t-shirt wasn't good enough. We want you to have a sweatshirt. I was like, bro, that's sweet.
That's like some big time
this
stuff.
This is nice. I love this.
Nice.
And I've never once placed a pen inside there.
Wow.
But Sean, today we're doing that. Sean.
What is that, the Barnesville Hornets?
Boy, I will work you over. I will double leg takedown you in a heartbeat, as if I was wrestling at the Drumm imitation.
You know, you tried that once. It didn't work out for you.
I had vertigo the day after.
Vertigo the next day.
Yes,
Real quick story. He tried to take me out one time. It did not work out for him. He didn't come to practice the next day. I was like, "Where's your brother?" And he's like, "He has vertigo." So that's a true story.
Man, I could not get out of bed. It was bad.
You know the pecking order.
Yes. We'll go takedowns again. We'll put it online. Sean, we had the state duels this past weekend, which really consumed a lot of the teams. But there were some other teams out there. We had the Drumm tournament out at Heath, as well as the Licking Heights remake of the 19th, I think was the date.
Possibly.
That got snowed out.
Right.
Snowmageddon. And they had a nice little tournament there. Had about half dozen teams there, maybe 10 teams. And so that was going on.
Those results can be found
on the ITC website. Yes,
so.
That's right. We're going to put those up there. I know Licking Heights won it, had a few champs, and
so
one for the winter. Did the home team? Yes,
okay.
The home team did. Yes. Matter of fact,
right.
I think they had 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. So
good job.
Yep. But Drumm was going on out at Heath. It's an annual tournament they have out there.
Probably been going on for about 10 years, if I had to guess.
Yeah, probably.
I'd say 10 years.
Yes, most certainly. This year, Westerville North takes home your top spot with 324.5 points. Ooh. Next up, D2 staple, Licking Valley with only 183 points. Finally followed by Marion Harding with 129.5 points. Sean, there's some pieces to the puzzle there, but we're going to get into. But Westerville North walks away with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 champs.
Well, that's almost a handful.
Now, almost anything more would be a waste. That's what I say. Sean, 120. And Young Man Gooding, 126. Morris, and then the usual suspect of 132. Uten.
Been calling it for 2 months.
You have been. Since day one, you said, Mark, I really like this guy at 130 pounds for Westerville North. That's right. But not to be outdone, they had Baraki at 138. 160 was Williams. And then, Sean, you might be thinking to yourself, they have one more. It has to be Potter. But no, it's not. It's Goldsmith at 220 pounds. I'm going to say that one more time. 220 pounds was Goldsmith.
Oh, we got a little shift going on.
Yeah, wiki little mix-up. Now, he could have just been up for the day, having trouble. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he is hitting 220. You don't know.
You don't know. We're starting to see a lot of switches. We're talking about.
I was actually going to mention that.
But the next 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of coaches have been telling us about moving up kids down, up, sideways, all around the old Wonka Vader from Willy Wonka.
It goes upside down. I know.
That is one of note of a couple we'll talk about.
Yes,
great job, Westerville North.
Yes.
You said Licking Valley got second to have some
They
champs.
did. They had 3 champs. You had Kimball at 106, back-to-back at 113. They also had Roback. And then at 152, the Hammer Dotson.
That dude is a hammer.
He's a jackhammer, I tell you.
I'm not going to arm wrestle that guy.
I'm not going to arm wrestle him. I'm good. Sean, there was another couple champs that I want to mention. Johnstown Monroe has a young man named Bush. He's a specimen, first off, 182 pounds. Very good kid. He walks away a champ. And then another individual. Sean, you mentioned the shifts earlier on. 145 pounds. Mason Sparks, Marion Harding.
Oh, it's starting to come down a little bit, huh?
You saw that drop. I saw that
drop. 52 to 45. You think he's got another drop here in the next 3 weeks?
Unsure. Not 100%. I think he has it, but does he want to? That's his call.
He's got to want it.
Yeah, you got to want it. You got to make him want it, Coach. You got to make him want it. Sean, that's the Drumm out of Heath. Hopefully somebody stopped by Carrie's and picked up some Stromboli. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But Sean, we want to talk state duels.
State duels, yes. 2 regions, Region 5
Right.
and Region 6. You were at Region 6. Tell me what happened out of Region 6.
Well, do you want to go out of order like that? Because OCD in me says we start at Region 5.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sure. We'll go to Region 5. I was the ITC representative at Region 5.
Did you get in for free?
I did. Thank you, Sean Andrews. I say it all the time. Marysville is one of a handful of teams in the area that really runs great events. When I say great, anything to do with wrestling, peewee, novice, middle school, tournament, dole, quad, whatever.
Triangular,
whatever it is out there, they really do first.
Sectional 1, 2.
It's very organized. It's just
certainly.
It's a great environment. But I don't think there's any surprises out at Region 5. It really went according to a plan. All the seeds basically came out 1-4 against 2-3. Dublin Coffin won it rather handily. I think everyone thought they were the best team going in, and they came out.
If they watched the show.
But a note there, as we talked about with some weight shifts there, Jesse Bowers, returning state qualifier at 120. Upper Arlington has now moved down to 32. He started out at 45 at the Golden Bear Invitational, slipped down to 38 a month later, and now he's down to 32. So he becomes a big player in my mind at 132 pounds.
Certainly.
So that was pretty much the wrap up there. You can watch that regional semifinals between Upper Arlington and Marysville, plus the Marysville Dublin Kaufman regional final on Time Warner Cable, as I was the guest speaker or the guest announcer for
slip that in there real casually,
Matt Side with Bob Daly there, even though it's not Bob, they still call it Matt Side with Bob Daly. So you can watch that. I believe next week it will be on television. So
boom! Well, we didn't have that kind of luxury down in out at Hilliard Derby,
but
we
did. Knew I was going to be in Marysville.
Yes, that was it, Sean. But we did have some great wrestling, and I will state that. They had 3 mats in the main gym. They had a 4th in the auxiliary gym.
Oh, they did?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and I was a little confused on how it was working, but then I saw a team walk in, and I was like, man, that's a team that's going. And they had wrestled, and they were getting ready to wrestle. I was like, man, there's another match going on. Okay. So I took my time to get out there, and I do want to mention, I actually took a picture of it. It was, I do believe, Tecumseh taking on Hilliard Bradley, and I'm here to tell you, once I rounded the corner, I knew I was in an environment. These people were going crazy. I got in there, stood around. They were hooting and hollering. I mean, they're right on the mat. They're not sitting up in blue seats. They're standing right there. Yeah. And they are hooting and hollering. One of the parents comes over to me from Hilliard Bradley. Actually, they had about 3 parents come up and say hey to me. Signing babies, kissing, giving autographs. Yes, that's it. Yes. In here, he was like, yeah, they just had to call the cops over here. The parents were getting crazy. Kick someone out. That's how on top of the mat they were. It was
they
not.
They should hold a district tournament there.
They should, and I can't wait. Quick point out, while I was trying to get at, there were some great matches involved throughout the day. Lancaster walks away your champs. So they're a regional representative out of Region 6. They're the Central District representative in Division 1.
Okay.
And they were able to defeat Hilliard Derby in the final match there. Hilliard Derby had a couple good matches leading into it. So it was good to watch. One match of note, I mean, there were a lot of matches of note, but one I picked up on was Reed versus Sawchuck, 126 pounds. I think 126 pounds is going to be a highlight weight in our district. There might be 3 or 4. This is one of them. I think there's a lot of kids there that are going to really be going A beats B and then B beats A later.
Yes, it's just, parents could come into play there.
Could be.
I think there's a couple noteworthies there. We Isaac Richards.
Yeah, 126 from Hilliard Derby.
Yeah, well, he started at 32.
Yes.
And I think this might be the first or second time he's down at 26, so we see a
Weight
little shift there. And then
Eccleberry for Tri-Valley
moves up to 132 and gets beat by Leapley, and they're kind of high on Leapley. So now we have to add Leapley in at 132 as well.
Most certainly.
So, I mean, Mark talked about Lancaster looking great all day, and I think when you look at results on paper, these guys did what they had to do. They were able to stretch that talent they have in the lower weights.
Yes,
a little bit farther.
Yep.
They bumped up a couple guys. I mean, their hammers came out and were hammers. They got these big leads on basically everyone all day.
Yes.
Me and Mark talked about this off camera, how in dual meet tournaments, you start at 106 and the next round starts at 113 and 120 and so forth. The state duels is not like that.
That's
you start at 106. And Lancaster has that great 4 that they were able just to get out quickly on all these teams, keep the momentum going, and we talked, just stretch it out to these big leads that become insurmountable for them to be caught. So congratulations again. If you look at the results, they got all the pins when they needed it. The losses they had were just by decision.
Yeah.
So they didn't give up bonus points and really just fought hard. So congratulations on being the representative in Region 6.
Most certainly. One thing that you mentioned about getting out to a big lead, and if you're wrestling them and you know you're starting at 106, it's the idea, look, just weather the storm and we'll come back. As much as a coach might say that, we're mature, we can say that.
Right.
But a kid might get it into his mind that, listen, I got to get a pin. And you start you start getting outside of yourself a little bit, and that's
trying
dangerous.
Too hard. I think it's trying too hard
right.
sometimes.
So what was a 30-point lead is now a 33 or 34, 35, 36-point lead up to 42, and it's just like, hey, all you had to do was stay inside yourself. Didn't quite work because we were down 30. But anywho, Sean, we're talking state duels right now. We're talking Region 5, Region 6. And before we go on to this, Sean, I got to give some mad shout-outs to a couple teams that we mentioned early on in Division 2 and Division 3 rankings. And I'll let you even get up on your soapbox for one of them. I would gladly let you. London is our D2 state rep out of the Central District. London did a great job. They were one of the teams we mentioned early on. They fought through some adversity. They stretched their lineup. They really did a great job. They are the, I want to say, Region 13, 14, where are we there? It's somewhere in there, but all good. They're going to be down for state tournament.
As Mark talked about, I thought that was a great job by them because we know they have that 5 kids that were really solid, and for them, able to stretch it too and move kids around and play the matchup game, I think it was a brilliant job by not only the kids but the coaching staff as well. So congratulations to London, as Mark said.
One more shout out, Marion Pleasant is a D3 representative, and they overcame, I want to say, well, the number 3 seed, I do believe, and the number 1 seed, and they are now our reps.
What seed were they going into that?
I want to say they were 5.
Okay.
I want to say they were 5. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go on to Bomb's page and look at it. But my point is, if you go on to Bomb's page and look at that region, I want to say 21 or 22, if you look at it and watch their road, complete team effort, great job, Marion Pleasant. And the soapbox portion was, why is Bishop Hartley D3 for team, but D2 for individual?
If I got on my soapbox, there would be so many arguments starting from why a team competes in Division 2 in individual, Division 3 in teams, and why are we using the system we use to do the sectional selection. But we don't have an hour for that.
We don't have an hour for that. Sean, we got to get to the bingo board. We're calling this the bingo board, and Sean, we have broken them down into regional pairings here. Region all the way to Region 8, 1 through 8. This is just Division 1.
Division 1
and one of the things that we're getting to is
it good for the sport?
Is this good for the sport? That's a great way to do it.
Are we selling this? Is it good?
Yes. One of the things that we talked about early on was the state of the sport. We did the Inside the Circle State of the Sport address. And this is sort of a continuation of that or an addendum to it. And Sean, I'm going to let you, since you didn't take up the soapbox on the last topic, I'll let you take it up on this one. Is this really good for the sport? What are we doing? How do we revamp this? Go. What is this?
I think the question of the weekend is, if you get on threads or talk to people, is this good for wrestling? Are we promoting it? Is it fan friendly? Are people coming out to watch it? And what me and Mark did is, we have 8 regions, Division 1, like most people know, and these are the scores of the teams that won. And it's just like, I don't know how many competitive matches we're having. Does this system work? Like, we're looking at like St. Ed's, they won 61-6, 77. 76-0, 71-3. Like, how entertaining was this region to watch?
I guess if you're a St. Ed's fan, it was awesome.
I mean, Breaksville had a couple matches, 69-6, 63-3. I mean, they gave up 9 total points in their whole bracket. I mean, Elyria. I mean, these scores, now look at the final scores. Well, my marker doesn't work.
I'll start it.
Mark can do the final scores. Like, how many of these were competitive?
None.
I mean, how many people would stick around to watch these competitive ones?
Yeah.
Even in our region, the closest one, basically, is our region at Region 6 there with Lancaster Wrestling Derby.
Yeah.
And Mark's like, this was not nowhere close to the 40.
I didn't think it was that close.
He's like, watching it visually, this was not a 12-point match. And that was the closest one.
Yeah.
So
I'm not real good at math, but yeah.
I mean, well, it is, because the next one would be this one.
Gotcha.
Or right here, 13 or 14. But my point is, by the finals, how many people are there watching it? It's just, that's the problem. Nobody sticks around to watch it. So I don't know if it's really promoting wrestling or benefiting. I like the idea that we tried something, but we had one match, and this isn't a joke, last 20 minutes total. From first whistle to end, 20 minutes.
One individual match or one dual meet?
One dual meet. 20 minutes, and I'm like, man, these guys got up at 6 o'clock to get on the bus to come here away and to warm up, blah, blah, and then they're like, a blink of an eye, and the match was over.
Gotta go.
The dual meet was over, and I just don't know if that benefits wrestling, the fans, the wrestlers. I don't think it does anything.
Let me ask you this. Do we pull in too many per region?
I think we do.
And so the idea is, instead of 1 verse 16 or 1 verse 14, it might be better served to go 1 verse 8.
I have a hard time getting a High State Michigan football tickets, but everybody and their brother wants to give me a High State against
Indiana.
Caltech, San Diego State University Community College. That's my point.
Yes.
We want to see competitive, good matches, sports, whatever it is. We don't want to see lopsided stuff constantly, and that's what we're getting, and I believe in this format. Now, again, I'm not going to hate on for us trying something new, but I think we need to take another step and try to...
Just step back and look at it and examine how we're doing this.
So,
hey, I'm going to ask you, and this is the first time that we've discussed this, and I don't know how this would work currently, but is there a way to work in leagues that you have to place top in so this is my OCC, and we're Division 1 and 2 because Berlin's Division 2. You have to be the highest or one of the top 2 or 3 in your league to be considered for the state duels.
That's funny you say that because I believe Pennsylvania runs some kind of runs some kind of hybrid like that.
Okay, I guess my point is
because it puts emphasis on league matches.
Yeah,
and it takes out team. Yeah, I mean, I really think Pennsylvania does some.
I did not know that.
Some hybrid. Of what you just described.
And I think my basic thing is you have to earn the right to be in the state duels. You have to earn the right, and you earn that right.
You don't do that in basketball. Every team competes in the sectionals in basketball.
Who cares about pumpkin pushers, dude?
I'm just saying.
I know. No, but I mean, if we want
track and field, everyone gets a chance.
If we want a product that is worth talking about, you know that you have some level of dual meet strength if you're the top 2 or 3 in your league. You have to.
Okay.
You have to. But then we'll pitch you against another one. That's all I'm saying. It's not cut in stone. I'm sure someone's going to come on here and say, yeah, what about that? Okay, I get it. MSL.
2 sides to every coin there.
Yeah. Anywho.
But that was the regional duels over the weekend. The tournament, the finals are this Sunday.
Is it? Sunday? I have no idea.
It is Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Sunday at St. John's Arena.
Yeah.
And the preliminary seeds are out. The state has asked us not to let them out yet. They want to let them out themselves, but the preliminary seeds have been set pretty much.
And do you know who was on that conference call?
I do. And
Inside the circle, baby. I'm not a name. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I dropped that as a name drop there.
I thought that was a soapbox you were getting off. But anyways, it's going to be a light week because of the state duels. A lot of teams are scheduled accordingly, so they wouldn't have conflict there. We do have the All North. It's been going on for probably 10 or 12 years there. Started with Huddle a long time ago. OCC, TNT is back this week.
Thursday Night Thunder.
We took a week off because of the state duels, and then obviously we had the state duels.
When is this St. Charles tournament? Is that the 16th?
I think it's the following week as well.
Wow, that's a last-ditch effort to get anybody who has points.
So we will be off next week, obviously attending the state duels. So we won't be here on the 9th. The 16th we're off as well. We'll probably be off the 16th
so
as well.
Whiteboard predictions.
Yeah, we'll probably maybe come on the week before the sectionals just to give an update of what's going on.
Say hi.
Yeah, say hi if there's any shifts up. Maybe go over to recap of All North. We also had mid-state leagues coming on too.
Yeah, LCLs go down.
So 16. We can give those guys a shout out. But we'll be off next Sunday, and then we'll be back on probably the following Sunday for sectionals. So
yes, I'm down with that.
Another season we wrapped up here.
Congratulations, Sean. Well done. You feel okay?
I'm feeling great, man.
All right, great. And that's it?
That's it.
And now you are inside the circle.